Hello everyone, welcome to your practice today. Today we will be doing a strength ladder with a little bit of a warm-up beforehand. As you can see, nothing is required for your practice, so whenever you're ready, we'll come to find ourselves in a child's pose to start. Big toes potentially to touch. Knees can always come wide for the extended version if you wish. Bum towards the heels, starting to nestle down into the hips. Placing the hands out in front, and maybe the forehead will come down to the ground, or you can use a prop or your own hands, arms to help support you. Allowing yourself to check into your practice. To arrive. And acknowledging this is our first pose of the practice, so sometimes while you may be able to really get into your child's pose, just notice what arises. This may not be your deepest expression of a child's pose, but it might be the one where you feel the most sensation. Finding your breath. It'll be useful to harness the power of this in our flow today. And when we're ready, gently press down into the hands, maybe slightly pull yourself forward so that you can lift the knees, place them roughly underneath the hips. And we're going to come to sit back on our heels. Obviously, we can sit on our bums if heels is not our jam. So finding a place to sit. And when we're ready, we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. And find a nice upright quality in the seat here. So we're not starting with some form of back bend. So if you note that the tailbone's starting to curl out, like you're wagging your tail behind you, feel free to give it a little tuck. So it's pointing more down towards the ground. Still have a natural curve in the low back. Rib cage not flaring. A hand there can always help to plug in and reach the crown of the head up towards the sky. Elbows out to the side as much as the body will allow when we're in this upright quality of our seat. Maybe a little check-in with the chin. Can you slightly slide the head back so that it's stacked on top of the heart and the hips? Notice the shoulder blades drawing together here. The next time we take a deep inhale in, that's when we'll come to our back bend. So start to peel the tailbone out from behind you. Open up across the chest, the shoulders, the throat. Take the gaze up to the sky. And as we exhale, start to round and curl in. So tuck the tailbone under, hug the belly button in. Think about starting to broaden the space in between the shoulder blades. And the elbows either come down towards the ground or they come in towards one another. Inhaling to find the openness and expansion across the front body. And exhale to find the openness and expansion along the back body. Knowing that open and close, the opposites, the yin, the yang, whatever it might be that you're considering, they always exist at the same time or within one another. So there's no such thing as just yin and just yang, or just open and just close. All depends on your perspective or your focus or your intention. Couple more rounds of this in your own time, at your own pace. Maybe slowing down the movement so that you can really feel that ripple effect from tailbone to crown of head. And the next time we open up into that expansive inhale, opening the heart and gaze up towards the sky, we'll allow our exhale to just gently part our fingertips or fingers from interlacing. Draw the elbows down. Another big inhale in here. Can you draw the palms back, the forearms back behind you? And exhale, draw the hands together at the heart center. When we're ready, we're going to find ourselves shifting onto all fours once more. We're going to curl the tailbones under, use an inhale, and as we exhale, hover the knees. Already finding that we're waking up a little bit through that core unit, and also finding that strong foundation through the arms, the hands, the feet. When we're ready, push belly towards the top of the thighs. Find the push through the hands, but it's as if you're trying to push yourself backwards so that the tailbone is pointing kind of back and up. Really, really peel the tailbone up towards the sky. You can always keep a bend in the knees and definitely try and keep that pushing action. You might feel this more by like pressing down through the base of the palms, the base of the thumbs. Pad the fingerprints into the ground. When we're ready, we're going to roll ourselves forward into a plank pose. So I like to find a bouncy bend in the knees, come a bit more up over the toes, and imagine as if I'm rippling over a fence underneath me. You can always adjust the stance as we come into our first one to find where our body wishes to be. Then bend the knees, belly towards the top of the thighs, peel the tailbone up towards the sky. Once more, ripple forward into our plank. And exhale, come back, belly towards the top of the thighs, peel the tailbone to the sky. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, back and up. One more time. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, up and back. Amazing. We'll take our right leg up towards the sky. Pop a bend in the right knee. Come up on the left toes so you have a bit more space underneath you. And we'll draw the right knee up towards the nose so we can step it in between the hands. Any amount of shimmying to get it there, feel free. Back toes can stay curled under, or you can come on the top of the foot as we inhale the arms up towards the sky. Little low lunge. Use an exhale to bring the hands down, curl the toes under behind you, hover the knee off the ground and kick back to a plank. Then up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, bending the left knee up on the right toes, left knee towards the nose to step the left foot in between the hands. Pop the back knee down. You decide what you do with the back foot. Inhale to rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down towards the floor, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back to your plank. Belly towards the top of the thighs, peel the tailbone up to the sky, downward facing dog. Going again, right leg up to the sky, bend in the knee, up on the toes, draw the right knee to the nose, step forward, low lunge, you inhale. Exhale. Hands down to the floor, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, find your plank pose, and then exhale up and back, downward facing dog. One more time on the left leg up to the sky, bend in the left knee, draw the left knee towards the nose, step the left foot forward in between the hands, back knee down, inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, hands down to the floor, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step back to your plank. And this time we'll lower down to the floor in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Forehead to the earth, chin to chest. Hands will come to 10 and 2. We're going to inhale to roll ourselves up, oscillating cobra. Exhale, roll down. We'll do this between 3 and 5 times, depending how long your inhales and exhales are. And again, maybe notice where we find expansion on the inhale and where we find expansion on the exhale. When we're ready, next time we come up, it's okay if we start to sink down with the next few movements, but we're going to lift our pinky fingers off the ground. We're going to lift our ring fingers off the ground. You know where this is going. We're going to lift our middle fingers off the ground, our index fingers, and our thumbs. Finding that kind of parachute arms, the bend in the elbows, palms facing down. Draw the elbows back so it's like you're kind of rolling your shoulders to your ears, then back and behind. Here we might also find that we want to lift the feet. Think of pressing down into the hip points, pointing the toes back and lifting them off the ground. A moment here to take the fingertips behind. And as we really, really reach with the fingertips, you might find a little bit more lift. Think shoulder blades coming towards one another as if they're holding a pencil and popping it into your back pocket. On an exhale, lower down. Feel free to rest an ear or the top of the head on your hands like a little pillow. And then we'll find a little twist here. So we're going to come up onto our forearms so that our elbows are roughly underneath our shoulders in a Sphinx pose for our transition. Our left knee is going to come out to the side. I might just shimmy a little bit over so that there's enough space for me to show you. Our left knee is going to come out to the side so that we're in this kind of fallen tree version of Sphinx. Left hand will plant so there's room underneath the left arm to thread the right arm underneath. And this is where we'll come to lay on the right hand side of our head. But if the floor is too far away, feel free to take the left hand into a fist. It might be that the right palm is faced towards the sky or towards the ground. That will completely depend on you, your anatomy, how your body works. Neither's right nor wrong. This twist might be suitable for you. This might be the sensation you're after. Or we can make this twist a little bit more twisty, because that's super, super technical, by shifting more onto the right hip. So we're stacking the hips a little bit more. That's going to allow you to free up this right arm a bit more to take it to the outside edge of the left thigh. As we do that, you'll be able to roll your heart open more towards the sky if you don't have part of the room in the way, and open the left arm out to the side as well. So I'm going to do this more kind of cactus army version. I'm using the wall here for support. Either in the Sphinx variation where you start with the inside of the left leg fully on the ground, or you start to shift the weight a little bit further for a little bit more of what I've decided to call a twisty twist. Only known to those who do this class, knowing what I'm talking about. And we'll find our way back on to our bellies. I tend to come out the way I've come in, but you know any amount of flailing is a-okay. This time we're going to take our right knee out towards the right. You might settle yourself here, assimilate, find your grounding. And then the right hand is going to come down on the ground, thread the left arm underneath. I'll do it on this side so you can see me shifting my weight. So it might be that you take your right hand in a little fist. Just see me like shaking my fist in the air. You might take your right hand into a little fist and rest on the side of the head on it. This might be the twist that you're looking for, or you might end up shifting your weight onto the left hip so that the hips stack a little bit more, so that you can start to kind of peel the left shoulder out from underneath you, taking the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, and then starting to open up the heart, the chest towards the sky, and the right arm over to the right hand side. I'm again going to use this prop of having the wall here. That little bit of purchase is actually really nice. We're getting into a bit more of a passive twist. It's okay if this arm is suspended and the shoulder's not all the way to the ground. You can always support yourself there with a prop. And when we're ready, we'll take 2 more breaths here. Back through the middle. Finding ourselves coming into another locust pose, but this time we'll work from the ground up rather than up and into locust. So we're going to find ourselves with our hands roughly by the sides of the rib cage, Forehead to the earth, chin to chest. We'll start here by really pointing the toes. We're going to press down through the hip points, hollow through the belly, and start to lift the legs up. In terms of our hands, we're now going to reach them behind, fingertips pulling backwards. Draw the shoulder blades together, and as we go down the back body, the head is going to start to lift. Now we want to be looking more out towards the front of our mat, so we've got this naturally long cervical spine. So it's the crown of the head that's reaching forward rather than the gaze and the face. And just notice your locust pose here compared to the locust when we came from up to down into it rather than down and up into it. And when we're ready, exhale and release. Take a breath here. Notice heart beating against the ground, breath breathing into the earth. Hands roughly by the side of the rib cage, forehead to earth, chin to chest. I like to curl my toes under. We'll inhale either to all fours or a plank pose. And exhale up and back, downward facing dog. We'll walk our feet towards our hands, finding ourselves in a forward fold. And take a moment here in this forward fold to maybe sway side to side, grabbing opposite elbows. Really allowing yourself to ragdoll to release the weight of the head down. Generous bend in the knees is always invited. And when we're ready, we're going to step our right leg back and place the right knee down. Inhaling the arms up, coming into that low lunge. Here we'll focus on trying to square the hips forward. So think a squeeze, particularly of that right glute to help drive the right hip in line with the left. And maybe this pulling back of the left leg into the hip socket. Inhale in here, exhale, hands to the floor, curling the back toes under, lift the back leg. We'll step the right foot forward, forward fold. Release the weight of the head down. Inhale in, and we'll step our left leg back and place the left knee down. Using our next inhale then to rise up into our low lunge here on this side. This is also called Anjayasana. Focusing again on finding that little bit of squaring off of the hips, a little poke, squeeze of the left glute, the left bum cheek to drive that left hip forward, and a slight pull back through that right leg to kind of plug it into its hip socket. Next exhale, hands down towards the ground, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step the left foot forward to meet the right. Maybe take an exhale here to really relax the weight of the head down in the forward fold. When we're ready, take an inhale in, find a flat back or halfway lift, and an exhale to fold. Inhale, we'll step the right leg back, plant the right knee. Use our next inhale to inhale the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands down towards the ground. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee. Next step here. We're going to see if we can release the hands from the ground. So think really strong through the legs. And draw the fingertips behind us, just like we did with our locust pose. So you might find this slight kind of back bend where we're looking slightly forward, squeezing the shoulder blades together. When we're ready, release the hands down towards the ground, step the right foot forward, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, step the left leg back, plant the left knee. We'll use our next inhale to reach the fingertips up towards the sky. Low lunge. Exhale, hands down towards the ground. Curl the back toes under. Lift the back knee. Find that stability through our feet here. When we found it, we're going to start to take the hands away from the ground and reach the fingertips behind. Again, think squeeze the shoulder blades together and down the back body to find this bit of lift and engagement through the back body so you're not just resting on the front thigh. Strong legs, strong posterior chain. We'll use an exhale to take the hands down, step the left foot forward and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, right leg back, plant the knee. Next inhale, we'll reach the arms up towards the sky, low lunge. Exhale, hands down towards the ground. We'll bring the back knee off the ground, and we'll use our next breath in to really reach the fingertips back, open up through the heart. And then we'll shift the hands. So we're going from these airplane arms to then really reaching forward. But you're trying to keep the weight evenly in both the legs. So there's no shifting forward at this moment. We're just moving the hands out in front. See if we can try and get this long line, maybe a little square off of the hips. Planting the hands down to the ground, stepping the right foot forward. Nice big exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step, left leg back, plant left knee. Use your next breath in to reach the arms up towards the sky. Low lunge. Exhale, hands down towards the ground. We'll curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, reach the fingertips behind, find that squeeze of the shoulder blades drawing them down. So we've got that strength and engagement through the back body, airplane arms. And when we're ready, trying to keep everything else in the same position, it's just the arms that are going to move forward. Trying to get the biceps near the ears, but not squeezing and inviting loads of tension. On the next exhale, hands come down, step the left foot forward, release into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, listen for the change. We're going to step the right foot back, but not drop the knee, straight into reaching the airplane arms behind us. Reaching the airplane arms forward. And now we're really going to reach, so much so that we do come up on the back toes. So we can pivot on the back foot, open the arms up to shoulder height, facing our right, bend into the left knee, warrior two. Apologies, my back is towards you. So here in our warrior two, this might be a good place to show you. We're going to try not to find a back bend, which I always have a tendency to do. Instead, we're going to draw the tailbone down, hug the lower belly up and in. Start to think of opening up through the front leg. It's okay if it's at an angle, but our intention is to open wide. Pushing down through the outside edge of the back foot, drawing and hugging the front heel in. Arm shoulder height, gaze front, past that front middle finger. We're going to pivot on the back toes. Take the right hand down towards the mat and peel the left fingertips up towards the sky, finding a twisted lunge. With the top arm, think reach the fingertips up and then back, starting to really open up the heart towards the sky, opening up through that left pec. On your next exhale, both hands come down, frame the front foot, step the back foot forward to meet the left. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhaling, the left leg back. Don't drop the back knee this time. Straight into our airplane arms. Strong through the legs. No shifting of any weight from one foot to the other just yet as we reach both fingertips forward. Trying not to lean or bear weight down on the front thigh. When we're ready, we'll start to shift the weight forward so we can pivot on the back toes. Open up into warrior two, facing the left. Any adjustments you need to make here with stance, feel free. Pressing down into the outside edge of that back foot and thinking of drawing that front heel in. A little draw down of the tailbone, hug up of the lower belly. Looking past the front middle finger. When we're ready, pivot on the back toes. Left hand's going to come down inside the right foot and we'll peel the right fingertips up towards the sky. Once you've become situated here, you might start to open up through the heart and take the gaze more towards the sky. On an exhale, the right hand will come down to help frame the right foot and step the left foot forward to meet the right. Use another exhale to find a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, right leg steps back. Airplane arms. I'll start singing it to you now. Reaching the fingertips forward. Reach, reach, reach. Pivot on the back toes. Open up. Warrior two. Right hand comes towards the ground as we pivot on those right toes. Peel the left fingertips up towards the sky. Use an exhale to frame the front foot and step the right foot forward to meet the left. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg back. Airplane arms on this side. Reach the fingertips forward. Start to shift the weight until we're on the tippy toes. Pivot on the back foot. Come into our warrior two. And as we pivot on the back toes once more, we'll place the left hand down inside the right foot. Peel the right fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale, both hands frame the front foot. From our forward fold, we'll inhale to step the right leg back, finding our airplane arms. Reaching the fingertips forward. So far forward we come onto the back toes, pivoting on the back foot, opening up, warrior two. Right hand comes down to the ground inside the left foot as we pivot on those right toes. Peel the left fingertips up towards the sky. This time, place the right knee down towards the ground, and we'll take our left hand, feel free to shimmy the left foot if needed, into the inside of that left thigh. Gently guide the left thigh away. So it's like you're trying to find a little bit of space here from the left hip crease to the left crown of the head. A breath here. When we're ready, plant both hands down inside the front foot. Curl the back toes under. And we're going to see if we can step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Maybe take the hands to the thighs to start. So we're finding this active squat. You can always take the hands inside the thighs or the top of the thighs, but really reach the crown of the head forward and the tailbone back. We'll use an inhale to start to rise the torso up while keeping the legs the same. You can always take the hands out in front or the hands at heart center. Inhale in, exhale, straighten the legs, hands still at heart. We'll use another inhale to reach the arms up towards the sky, maybe finding a back bend. And exhale, take the hands down through heart center, active squat. Both hands come down towards the ground. We'll step the right leg back, right hand plants. Familiar place that we've been, left fingertips towards the sky. Use an exhale, both hands plant down towards the ground. We step the right foot to meet the left. Using another exhale to actively forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, we'll step the left leg back. Keep the knee lifted when we're ready. Airplane arms. Reach the fingertips forward, and then reach so much that we come up on the back toes, pivot on them so that we're coming into warrior two facing the left-hand side of our mat. Pivoting on the back toes once more to take the left hand down inside the right foot. We'll peel the right fingertips up to the sky. Planting the right knee down, we'll take the right hand inside the right thigh, finding that space, that reach from the right hip crease all the way to the crown of the head. Drawing the leg back in, but planting both hands inside the front foot. We'll curl the back toes under, lift the back knee off the ground, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Again, maybe you get situated in our active squat before we start to reach the torso up, perhaps hands at heart center or hands out in front as a counterbalance. Inhale in, exhale to stand. Inhale, arms up, and exhale to sit back down in your active squat. We'll place both hands down. We'll step our left leg back. Left hand plants, right fingertips reach up towards the sky. Exhale, the right hand plants, and we'll step the left foot up to meet the right. Another exhale to forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, and exhaling to fold. Inhale, step that right leg back, changing it up here. The right hand plants. We'll peel the left fingertips towards the sky. Plant the back knee down. Left hand inside, left thigh. Find that length, that reach. Maybe even bow the right hip point down towards the ground. Note it doesn't matter if the left foot stays on the earth or if it needs to shimmy or shift. Draw the leg back in, plant both hands down to the ground, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step the right foot outside the right hand, come up into our active squat. Inhale, exhale to stand. Inhale the arms up towards the sky, and exhale to sit back into our active squat. Hands down towards the ground. We'll step our right foot back, right hand plants, left fingertips reach up. Once again, planting the back knee. This time, feel free to walk the right hand out to the side, maybe shimmy the left foot over towards the left and turn the toes at a different angle. We're going to reach our right hand back. And it's okay if we can't reach the right foot. So we're reaching our left hand back, and we're seeing if we can reach towards the right foot. It's okay if we can't touch. If we can, maybe think heel squeeze towards bum and see if we could tap, release, tap, release, tap, release, tap, and hold. Breathing here. And gently release the back foot if you had a hold. Both hands plant down, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. We'll step our right foot forward and just shimmy the left foot in so both of our feet are meeting in the center. Exhale to fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, this time the left leg steps back. Left hand plants. Reach the fingertips up towards the sky. We'll take the back knee down. Right hand inside the right thigh. Find that length. Maybe bow the left hip point down towards the earth. When we're ready, we'll start to straighten up and guide the right leg in. Both hands down towards the ground. Back knee lifted. We'll step forward into our active squat. Inhale in, exhale, hands to heart center to stand. Inhale, arms up, look up, reach back. Exhale to sit down into the active squat once more. Hands plant, left leg goes back, left knee comes back down. Left hand comes down towards the ground. Option to shimmy the front foot slightly out to the side or at an angle. We can always take the left hand further out towards the side. We're going to reach back up towards the sky and then reach back behind us, bending into our left knee, thinking heel to bum, heel to bum. Can we tap? It's okay if you can't reach. You can still tap, tap, tap as if it's coming close enough. Tap, tap, maybe grab a hold of the outside edge of the foot or the ankle. And hold, and breathe. Gently release. Both hands come down. You might shimmy that front foot in, perhaps in between the hands, to curl the back toes under, lift the back knee, step the back foot forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, our right leg goes back. This time we'll plant the knee straight away behind us. Left hand down to the ground. We're going to do this big circle sweep of the left arm. So we're going to reach it forward first. And then as we go overhead, we're going to turn the palm to face out and reach back. Perhaps lifting the back foot and grabbing a hold or reaching towards it with a bend in the knee. You can always use a strap here or decide to keep the back foot grounded if you wish. Gently releasing the back foot down. We'll take both hands inside the front leg. Find a half split. A bend in the knee is always invited, and you don't always have to have the toes facing up. You can have them coming out to the side. Taking a hand either side of the leg, shifting ourselves forward, curling the back toes under, hovering the back knee. We'll step the back foot to meet the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, left leg goes back, back knee comes down straight away. The left palm plants. We'll take our right hand, reaching the fingertips forward, and we'll start to draw this circle or half circle, let's say a rainbow, as we flip the palm to the outside and then start to reach towards the space behind us. Maybe lifting the back foot and grabbing a hold of the outside of the ankle or reaching towards it. We're using a strap. Gently releasing. Finding our half split. Again, you can play around with the direction that the toes are pointing in. You can take the hands away from the ground and really focus on the hinge. Shifting the weight forward, planting the hands, curling the back toes under, lifting the back knee, stepping forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. And exhale to fold. We'll step our right leg back and our left leg back and pop the knees down, taking them nice and wide. Find a child's pose. How do those hips feel now? Maybe taking the hands behind us so the palms are faced up, or we can always thread them in between the legs to find the feet. Coming up right, we'll find our final set of postures for today's practice, pigeon pose. Note you can do pigeon reclined with the, let's say, our right ankle crossed on top of the left thigh first, left foot away from the ground with the thighs drawing in. Or we'll shift forward into our all fours. Take our right knee towards our right wrist roughly, although that's completely relative to you. Walk the back leg back. Adjust the angle of the shin to whatever helps you find a bit of a stable base. You might remain upright. In your pigeon, you might fold down. There is an option here to slightly come onto the right thigh, to look behind your back foot, to bend into the knee, and this time grab the inside edge of the foot. I'm just going to shimmy around so that I can face you more readily. Right hand can be on fingertips behind, and what's really useful here is to be pressing down into that front shin. Perhaps the foot finds a home in the elbow. Maybe interlacing the hands behind the back body. Any version of pigeon. Reclined, folded forward, upright. Wherever you are will come out. You might wish to curl the back toes under, lift the back knee to step the right foot back to meet the left, maybe a little pedal of the feet, or knees might come down. You go side to side or circles. This time, left knee towards left wrist or somewhere in between the hands. Walk the right foot back. Perhaps staying in an upright pigeon, perhaps folding forward, maybe choosing to be reclined. This side, the choice does not need to be the same. And on the other side, I kind of rolled a bit onto my right hip, so I could reach back here. I'm going to show a slightly different way of perhaps finding that king pigeon. So where I am right now, I'm really going to press down into my front shin so I can lift my upper body up. Left hand can be on fingertips to support. Reach round, bend the knee, find the inside of the foot. So here you might notice that I am really up on the shin, finding stability by a bit of activation. If I demonstrate the other way, where you can roll onto the outside of the hip and hug in that way. Maybe taking the hands behind the back, slash behind the head to interlace. And gently releasing. Finding our way out. Either coming to Shavasana or back to that child's pose to rest and to seal our practice with a few breaths in stillness. Allowing our practice to wash over us, to assimilate all that happened, all that was, and how that will affect all that will be as soon as we step off the mat. I invite you to stay here as long as you wish. Until next time, thank you.